And here's volume 7, and as I promised, let's start looking at this. False alarm. If you want to read, just pause. Take some time to read it a little bit. The older Kaler Hotel. I think the older Kaler is the Kaler Grand, but what's the plaza? Let's look at this list here. St. Mary's non-Mary Bry, yep. Heard the alarms going off a couple times with the scanner. None in person. Chimes, of course. Guggenheim Hilton. I don't think I've ever heard them on the radio or in person. Seen them, of course. And I'm working on that elevator video. Right now they have 3 up, and I'm working on the center one on the left side. I just got finished with this one a little bit ago. Bry, Diagnostic, Charterhouse. I've seen the strobes once. Because it's at upper level or the scanner. It's why I looked with my camcorder. See one Mom uses for our concerts. We can see the strobes. Okay, Keller Plaza, 101 First Avenue. I guess that'd be the Marriott now. And well, you've heard the alarm. I guess not heard it, but you've seen the alarm, the strobes. Like I commented on that video, I think it's gonna be, if it already isn't, 520 LF. Not sure if you can tell, but they're synchronized. Let's see, Holiday Inn downtown. That's, of course, right there. Even though now it's Hotel Indigo, it's the same company. Plop. Maxwell Guest House, Radisson. That's that one there. Student Life Center now. That was Doubletree. Clinic View Inn. What's that? 93rd Avenue. Is that this? Yep, that's the Keller Inn Suites now. Heard the alarms go off a couple different times on the scanner, and then once in person, even though it's faintly. I was in the subway down here walking towards it because I heard the scanner kick in, but I was delayed by a couple of people, so I only heard a little bit. True Alerts and Temporal 3, or the subway tunnel there. It also has some 9800s. Apache Mall, heard them respond to a couple of them there. I think a couple of these places too. Galleria. And that's another thing. If you remember my fire alarm day video from, I think 2017 or 2018, you know, it used to have like the Faraday horns like this. But I've only heard the new one twice. One like an Instagram video, then the other time was, of course, the fire. College Apartments, Samaritan Bethany. I think I've heard that a couple times on the scanner. I mean, not in person. Or, I mean, I don't think I heard the alarms. Zumbro Market. I think it might be this one right here. Let's see, some interior views. See what it is. I'm looking through here, but I'm not seeing any alarms. This area probably have newer ones. There's the Cambria Gallery. They used to have like a satellite shop in the Marriott. or no, the Hilton. The new Hilton building, but not building, but hotel. Last time I was there, though, yesterday, I found out that it was closed. Now it's a satellite shop for an art store, which has its shops down in the subway there. Yeah, you can't find any alarms. There's an extinguisher. And obviously, you'd have to have a system somewhere. Mostly, I'm not about to, I don't want to be outside. I'm not going to go here in person to look for alarms. I'll just look in here, even though I can't find anything. Can't see anything, really. Let's see one of those other... Six speed, let's go over there. 5. This was Fabrics and Crafts. I've heard of that. 1 South Broadway. Back to maps. So it looks like it'll be in the same shopping center where Aldi and that is. TJ Maxx, of course, I've been there. There a couple weeks ago with Mom. There's some footage. I've said it before, but this part here is what the mall originally looked like when it was all enclosed. This is the only part that remains. It isn't here anymore. I think it was either that one. One of the two. More of this. Again, and you want to read, just pause. Yep, I heard that a couple times. Truck 12 firefighter there. Talking about sprinklers there. Back in the day, they had Gamewell, Sentry, the bullseye stations like the M46 series. They had a couple of dual action, what is it? The key action, the MS2s, FCI MS2s, something like that. And of course, older chimes. Never could go off. There's the mall, of course. And back in the day, they had these old Gamewell. I think it could have been a coded system because they had stations like right there. I think there were these. And I think these are coded. Maybe they aren't. How big they are, I think they might be. Again, they might not be. I can't remember what they had in the main mall. Right in here, I think. Right above the K Jewelers there. There was a Wheelock 34T based series behind a plate that matched the grill. Yeah, because this is already next to where Sears is, or was. It's Shields now. I've been a little slow lately. Medical. Interesting. Well, Station 4, it seems a lot older than that.
You will be on OL 3. I'll show you en route.
And that's the one closest to us, too. I toured it.
Go ahead. 641, this is a 16-year-old female conscious and breathing. She swerved to avoid a deer and went in the ditch.
Panama. Mudkit. Cool. Yeah, I've been to station before. Pretty cool. And unknowingly, they actually got to have some practice, if you will. Because one of the people I was with, because I was with the company that works with me, and one of the guys just fell unconscious. I can't even remember. It's like,
So, yeah, I mean, busy as a city, and then of those, we're the busiest truck that comes out. You alright, bud?
he's just selling it. I've been to Station 1, which is downtown. Station 4, which is actually the closest to here. So if we ever had a fire or, God forbid, something happened to Mom and Dad, they'd be the ones to respond. And then Station 2, which is their newest one, which would serve staffs. Now coming back to this, I realized they didn't talk about the Maxwell Guest House there. 4th Street and 2nd Avenue. I don't think it would be that. This one, because it's a single story thing. I think it could have been where this parking lot is here. Forest Mayo Clinic parking lot. So I just looked at this a little bit ago. Could have been that. Obviously, it's not showing real addresses. I mean, valid addresses. Not real valid addresses, but whatever. No. Well, last time I heard the alarm was there, I think it was on the scanner, there were electromechanicals. And I think I mentioned that like in a fire video or something. This was one place I was considering when we were moving up here. The problem is, though, if I wanted to go to the Skyways, I'd have to come all the way out here, then get in here through the ramp, then get in through the Skyways. Not a problem on days like today, but cold winters, yeah, that's not happening. Anyway, here's something else I wanted to mention. Alright. Here. Anyway, now that she's done, Gaylord Plaza, remember, that was the Marriott now. And popcorn machine in the subway level. There's tripping alarms on the floors above the ventilation duct, via ventilation duct. Finally, they moved the popcorn machine, he says, but it takes time to narrow it down. Now, as far as I can remember, I've never seen a popcorn machine down there. I wonder where it could have been. Let's go find out. Alright, let's go check. I have some suspicions as to where it could have been. I'm redoing this because I did it a couple weekends ago, but wasn't really pleased with the results. That's why I kind of redid that one section too. You know, showing the article. Part of the article talks about it. Anyway, it could have been here. But then most of the smoke would come up through here instead of a vent would be over there. Maybe in one of these places. This new one coming pretty soon. There are some food places over here, or were. Could have been in here, maybe. Over there. This is where Dairy Queen was. We can't see it now, but there was a Quiznos here. I saw a little bit of it that had the close down announcement in my escalator video. One of the, the day intro things. Could have been there, maybe even in here. Because this might have had a popcorn machine. Or even here, actually. This is meant to be, though. Pretty far away, actually. Probably go in there and get to an event. And I think those two are outlets. And of course, the smoke I got into it when the system wasn't running. The HVAC system wasn't running. A couple other places where it might have been. Could have been one of these storefronts. We just have no idea. Once I end up going to a time machine, obviously those don't exist. We could have been back here too. If you remember me saying, back here this used to be a drugstore. This section was the pharmacy section, and one over there is the main drugstore section. But they're interconnected. There's no wall. Yeah, you'd think the popcorn machine. Yeah, you'd think the popcorn machine would be somewhere kind of out in the open, like this. Like I said, smoke would more apt to be going up here instead of through that vent. Through that vent. Also, I went back to look at this a couple days ago, and yeah, I failed to see that one. System simplex smoke. I'm not sure what those would have been, maybe. Where those would have been. I think there were ones like that in the whatchamacallit, Civic Center ramp. Near the elevators. Firehouse and alarm boxes. Fire hose. Fluorescent light fixtures. I wonder if there's any preheats. Yep. 15 to 20 antique fire alarm boxes. Fire hose. That'd be cool. That'd be cool to go to if I saw something like that. Also, now, yep, Panama. Now I realize that had moved. I'm not sure if it's still there or not, but I think it's like Northern Heights now because they had a fire alarm there a couple weeks ago or so. Northern Hills. If we were to look at the businesses, it's not listed. Yeah, we were to look. It's it. There you go. Now 22, 23. Yeah, here's 25. And yeah, that sign's completely gone. Even though I guess it looks like they kept the name alive, if you will, or respected, or whatever. Honored it, if you will. calling it that. Child locator fire alarm. Was it gonna show it? Nope. Obviously the ever-ready one. I don't think that's there anymore. 501 North Broadway. Oh, maybe. I guess I'm wrong. Yep, I'm wrong. Guess they just don't really advertise, so that's why I haven't heard of it. Oh, reminds me. The Futon Shop it was called, I believe.
Sorry, honey, I'm sorry.
Anyway, yeah. I don't know if I can search that up, actually. Here, let's just do something here. Yep, there we go. Yep, there we go. Now, it was like in the 90s. I think I was doing a MIDI recreation of Spinning Wheel, or transcription, if you will, for my sister Jess. I think she was going to sing it for the Briar Show Choir or something like that. And then we realized that it's the same rhythm as this. Their ads, so it's like, gotta make a stop at the Futon Shop. Come to think of it, is that even around anymore? 12 bedrooms, that even there anymore? Yeah, evidently it's not there anymore. Let's see where it would have been. 27th 9th Street, so it would have been over here, too. So evidently that's what the Salvi became, or that's what became the Salvi, because this is where the Kmart was.